We can make sure that immigrants from around the world are supported, and those who are like me, descendants of slaves who came up through the Great Migration to the North, that we can actually hold to our values to ensure their complete liberation and emancipation. So in other words, in the city of Chicago, we are calling for reparations as well as supporting our immigrant communities.
And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, my people. You know that it helps us out a ton. And of course, it helps you because it helps us keep bringing you this content. Now, y'all, your boy, you know I was about to say that, didn't you? If you've been watching for a while, you already know I'm going to say your boy, Brandon Johnson. No, the illustrious, the esteemed Mayor Brandon Johnson of the great city of Chicago. He's doubling, tripling, quadrupling down, y'all. Did you just see in the coming up that not only does he want to double down on his helping of those who are in the country without permission, he wants to give them more of your money, more of your resources, but he also wants reparations. Like that just, I don't remember him saying that before. I'm sure he's probably said it. First time I remember him saying it. So now he's like, yo, let's get some reparations going too. So he wants something for, well, I don't live in Chicago, but y'all better believe if them reparations start hitting, I'm moving. Go get me some free stuff, y'all. But seriously, so your boy Brandon Johnson, he's a go-to person to talk to about the ICE raids and the migrants, etc. Because he's like what they call in Spanish, sin vergüenza. Anybody who speaks Spanish, you know what I'm talking about. He's shameless. Like he's the person you can put in front of a camera and he'll just say the thing. He's like totally bought in. He drank the Kool-Aid. He's all in. So where some people might look like they're like, dang, I know I'm saying something kind of crazy. He really looks like he believes it. He's sin vergüenza with this. He's just totally bought in. And so in this upcoming interview, you're just going to see him say, now, one other thing I want to say before I show you this clip, y'all. Yesterday, there was some pretty serious violence in Minnesota. It seems like it's politically motivated. I would have thought Brandon Johnson would maybe have read the room and toned it down a little bit, but he's going to show you why his approval rating is constantly at the very high level of under 10%. He's such an astute politician that he's earned a sub 10% approval rating. You're going to see why now. You're going to see how just a state or two over, there was seemingly political violence. Perfect time for him to tone it down. But as the astute politician he is, he doesn't do that. Let's go ahead and hop into the clip, y'all. But before we do, y'all, make sure you take care of your money. I'm not going to make this a long one, y'all. Go to Paralegold, PARALEGOLD.com or call 844-651-8334, 844-651-8334. If you have $50,000 to $100,000 or more in your retirement, protected from inflation, protected from monetary debasement, you're about to retire. Make sure your money's still there and it's still worth something by investing at least some of it in gold. Talk to our partners at Augusta Precious Metals. Go click the link now, get the free information, and protect your precious retirement.
Over the course of several weeks now, there's been a strong response of demonstrators who are exercising their First Amendment right, and they're doing it in a peaceful way. Jonathan, as you know, Chicago has a long history of nonviolent, peaceful demonstrations going all the way back to the Civil Rights Movement. And so as this president continues to erode the very fundamentals of our democracy that's clearly expressed in our Constitution, more people are rising up and resisting the tyranny that's coming from the federal government.
And some people in your city is that they want to see the officials do more. They want to see the officials protect these folks. So I guess, what are you willing to do if ICE and these officials come in and start grabbing your residents off of the streets of Chicago if they go to their immigration hearings?
Yeah, let me just first acknowledge the level of anxiety and fear and trepidation that this administration has caused. You've never seen a society improve or expand under this type of fear. And we're going to continue to resist, and we're going to do it in many different ways, whether it's taken to the streets or to the courts or policy. One of the things that I am very proud of is that we are a welcoming city. which means our local law enforcement do not dub or behave as federal ICE agents. And so our local law enforcement, as we continue to rebuild and expand trust amongst all of our residents, it's important that we hold that line. The second thing is we're educating people. Knowing their rights is something that's paramount to securing our city and what is sensible about our democracy. All of our sister agencies and our city departments are working within the confines of our welcoming city ordinance. And then finally, as you know, that there are a number of lawsuits that we have pressed against this administration. We did get a temporary restraining order against the Trump administration in his attempt to essentially lay off federal workers. And so it's a multi-pronged approach. It's the courts, it's the streets, it's also policy. But one thing that I will say for sure is that the city of Chicago is not just a welcoming city, but we are a place where we put our arms around one another. And whether you are a marginalized group because of your sexual orientation or because of the color of your skin or because of the fact that you are seeking refuge here in the city of Chicago, we're going to hold to our values to ensure that all working people are loved, protected, and seen.
Mayor Johnson, you have paid, though, a political price for your views on immigration and your policy as a, quote, welcoming city, as you describe it. It was very controversial, the plans to shelter migrant workers in Chicago. What is your concern when balancing the politics with your policy?
Yeah, we have to have moral clarity here. Sometimes we do make political decisions as politicians, but sometimes the world calls for a moral clarity. And there were migrants who were used as political pawns, shipped all over the country without any protection. What we have been able to do in Chicago is not only stand up a shelter system that supports all of those who are housed, who have insecurity in their housing. It hasn't stopped us from building more affordable homes on the west and south sides of Chicago, hiring young people, up to 29,000 summer jobs, expanding our mental and behavioral health services, and violent crime is coming down in the city of Chicago. 28% reduction in homicides, 39% reduction in robberies, and 36% reduction in shootings. And so what we're seeing is that you can hold up both. We can make sure that immigrants from around the world are supported, and those who are like me, descendants of slaves who came up through the Great Migration to the north, that we can actually hold to our values to ensure their complete liberation and emancipation. So in other words, in the city of Chicago, we are calling for reparations as well as supporting our immigrant communities.
So Johnson really doesn't have anything to lose now, does he, y'all? I mean, his approval rating is set at disapprove, okay? He's probably not going to get reelected, and nobody likes him. He's kind of a laughing stock in this country. He's already been slapped around by the president multiple times. And so I guess at this point, he's just like, yo, I'm going to say whatever. And I don't blame him, y'all. Look, you know, he go out in a blaze. Go out in a blaze. The only problem is, you know, like I said, there has been some what seems to be political violence recently. I would expect him to tone it down for a while because of that, in respect of people who lost their lives. But other than that, do what you do, man. You know, you probably won't be there much longer. He should just go ahead and call for, reparations. Call for something big, man. Go big. He didn't go big enough. He should call for a colony of Black Americans to get our own base on Mars or something. I mean, go big, homie. Anyway, y'all, you know I'm just joking, but y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. What's going on with this guy? Is he just that tone deaf? Doesn't he have political advisors? Let me know what y'all think, but before you do, please stop, hit the share button, share this video out over email, text message, WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all your favorite social mediums. And of course, if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. For all my people with a retirement, do you want money to be there still? Y'all check this out. Did you know that your salary from 100 years ago, if it were paid in gold, and you were paid your salary in gold today, it would be the equivalent of about $250,000 a year? That's how much the dollar has lost over the past 100 years. Now, when you go to collect with the hyperinflation we've seen and everything, what's going to be there for you? If you don't want to have to worry about that, go to Paralegold, PARALEGOLD.com. Get the information on protecting your retirement with gold or call my partners at Augusta Precious Metals at 844-651-8334. They'll take care of you. Thank y'all for watching. Love y'all, and we'll see you back in the next one.